Hello, and welcome to our Guide to Innovative Event Tech webinar. I'm thrilled to be joined by my colleague Brooke and our special guest, ChatGPT. Together, we're going to explore the latest trends in event technology and share some insider tips on how you can use these to create really unforgettable experiences for your attendees. We want you to be a part of the action today. So on the right-hand side, please participate in the chat, the poll, and then at the end, we'll have a survey. During this webinar, we'll be covering a wide range of topics, including things like holograms, AR, VR, projection mapping, and more. We're going to discuss how to leverage each technology to its fullest potential and provide you with really practical advice on how you can avoid common pitfalls. Whether you're an event planner or a marketer, this webinar is designed to help you take your event game to that next level. We'll show you how to find that perfect balance between technology and human connection, and how to choose the right event tech to help you achieve your goals. ChatGPT is joining us today because they helped us ideate, write, promote this webinar. So we thought, why not let them have a voice today and tell you themselves? So we are using real responses from ChatGPT today during this presentation. So get ready to be inspired, learn something new, and have a little bit of fun along the way. With that, I'm going to turn it over to ChatGPT to tell us a little bit about the importance of the balance between tech and human interaction.
For sure, Carissa. It's so exciting to be joining you today. As an AI assistant, I am here to share some thoughts on the balance between tech and human interaction, not using tech for tech's sake, and aligning tech with your event goals. But let's be real. I'm an AI assistant, so I'm kind of like the ultimate tech geek. So, let's talk about the balance between tech and human interaction. As an AI assistant, I can provide you with all the information you need, but I can't give you a high five or a hug. That's why it's essential to find the balance between tech and human interaction.
I hear you. It's tempting to use all the latest and greatest gadgets and apps, but let's be honest, not every tech is worth using. Just because it's new and shiny and cool doesn't mean it's right for your event. You don't want to be that person who uses VR goggles for like a knitting convention or a hologram for a bake sale. It's just not going to work. That mix doesn't meld, right? You want to make sure that the tech you use aligns with your event goals, but you don't want to be too tech heavy that attendees kind of forget why that they've come to your event in the first place. For example, if you're hosting a charity event, you don't want a robot to collect your donations. But if you are hosting a tech convention, then using robots to collect donations might be kind of cool and fit that brand.
So let's remember to keep things human, use tech purposefully, and not let it take over our lives. And if you need any help, just ask me. After all, I'm here to make your life easier.
Now I know what you're thinking. What the heck is ChatGPT? Well, it's an AI language model that can do some really cool things. And like we mentioned, ChatGPT actually wrote this webinar that you're hearing today.
Not just wrote, starred in.
Yes, Chatty, you are definitely the star of this show. In fact, if you guys want to learn more about exactly how Carissa and I wrote this webinar using ChatGPT, you can join us next for a webinar on a webinar. We're going to walk you through how we ideated, wrote, and promoted this webinar using ChatGPT. So we hope to see you all there.
But back at the topic at hand, what are some ways you can use me, ChatGPT, at events?
It's a really good question. Now, before I get to that answer, how about we do a poll? I want to ask you, how many of you have used ChatGPT before? Go ahead and put in your answers. And while we're doing that, I can talk a little bit about how you can use ChatGPT at events. Even before the event starts, ChatGPT can help generate high quality content such as event descriptions, emails, speaker bios that are tailored to your specific audience. And this can help save time and improve the attendee experience. Another way is answering attendee questions. ChatGPT can actually be programmed to answer attendee questions about the event, such as the schedule, the location, or maybe the speakers. And so you can imagine this can really help reduce the workload for your event staff and really help to improve that attendee experience. And then personalized recommendations. ChatGPT can use attendee data to provide personalized recommendations for sessions, exhibitors, or maybe even products that match their interests. This can also help to increase and improve that attendee engagement, but also the satisfaction. And then what about facilitating networking? ChatGPT can be used to facilitate networking among attendees by suggesting potential matches, maybe providing icebreaker questions, can really help to break the ice and encourage attendees to connect with one another. I mean, who doesn't like help breaking the ice a little bit at events? It's kind of like having that wing woman that never gets tired. In fact, many tools are incorporating AI to help you save time and to create efficiencies with content. In fact, Cvent, for example, has a writing assistant built directly into many different products that can help you from everything from creating event emails to simplifying communications in the venue sourcing process. So you can give that AI writing assistant some context about what you need to write, and then let it suggest relevant content for you to insert directly into the tool. And if you want your content to be more enthusiastic or playful, you can actually choose your preferred tone and length and let the assistant adapt your content to fit your brand's tone and voice. So, whether you're new to artificial intelligence or maybe you're a seasoned expert, this user friendly writing tool definitely enables you to quickly generate a large amount of engaging content.
That's right, Brooke. When using ChatGPT at events, you do want to be sure to use ChatGPT to provide attendees with useful information about the event, such as schedules, maps, and directions. Encourage attendees to use ChatGPT to ask questions about the event or to request assistance. Provide clear instructions on how to use ChatGPT, including how to use it and access it to ask questions. But please do not rely solely on ChatGPT to communicate important information about the event. Make sure to provide other channels of communication, such as email or social media. Use ChatGPT to spam attendees with irrelevant or unnecessary information, or to collect sensitive information from attendees, such as credit card numbers or personal identification information.
So helpful, Chatty. I think I'm going to call you Chatty for the rest of our presentation. Another really cool and innovative tech are holograms. They are a futuristic and eye-catching way to add some sort of interactive elements on site. Keynote speakers can be projected as holograms onto the stage. Product demonstrations can be brought to life with 3D holographic images, showcasing unique features that may not be visible in like a traditional static display. Interactive displays can engage attendees with holographic games, quizzes, or everybody always loves a good virtual photo booth. Art installations can be created with holograms that respond to your attendee movements that really leave kind of this lasting impression, right? Holograms can also be used to create unique performances, such as a holographic band or dancer. I think they did it in Star Wars once, which is like where it comes from in my mind. But by incorporating holograms into events, you can create a really immersive and unforgettable experience that will leave your attendees talking long after the event is over. Now, an over-the-top example of using holograms at or as an event is the Whitney Houston hologram experience. It's a live performance show that features a holographic image of the late singer Whitney Houston, accompanied by live musicians and dancers. The hologram technology is used to project a 3D image of her on stage, letting her perform some of her greatest hits as if she were still alive. The show features a combination of like pre-recorded and live vocals, with the hologram image being synced with the music and choreography. The Whitney Houston hologram experience was first announced back in 2019, and the first performances took place in early 2020. Since then, it's kind of received a little bit of mixed reviews from critics and fans. Some have really praised the technology and the performance quality, while others have kind of criticized the ethics of maybe using a deceased celebrity's image for commercial gain. But nevertheless, the show has attracted a significant amount of attention and has sparked debate about the future of this holographic performance concept and the use of celebrities, dead or alive, in live shows.
But, of course, there are some do's and don'ts I want to cover with you. Do use holograms to enhance the overall theme or concept of the event. Don't use holograms as a gimmick or just for the sake of using them. Make sure to add value to the event and enhance the attendee experience.
Now I want to talk about virtual networking. It's one of the most innovative event tech trends of recent years, and it's super easy to see why. At its core, virtual networking is really all about creating those opportunities for attendees to connect and engage with each other online. This can take many forms, right? From virtual speed network dating sessions to online chat rooms like the chat here on the side, or even discussion forums.
One of the key benefits of virtual networking is that it breaks down geographical barriers and enables attendees to connect with people they may not otherwise have met. This can be especially valuable for events with a global audience where attendees may not be able to attend in person.
Exactly. I love that because at the end of the day, we're all about connecting people, right? Regardless of where they are or who they are. So, how can you incorporate that virtual networking into your events? There are many different tools and platforms available depending on your event goals and budget. Some popular options include a virtual event platform. Many virtual event platforms include some kind of built in networking features such as chat rooms and video conferencing tools. You could use social media. Things like LinkedIn and Twitter can be great for facilitating online conversations and networking, or even just dedicated networking tools. There are many dedicated tools available that help enable attendees to connect with each other based on shared interests and goals. So, when incorporating virtual networking into your event, it's important to make sure that the attendee experience stays front and center, right? Make sure that the tools and platforms you choose are user friendly and intuitive. They provide clear instruction and support for their attendees, and you're not asking them to go to so many different places, right? If you can streamline that for them, that is going to get you the best results.
Definitely consider incorporating virtual networking into your next event and watch as attendees connect, engage, and build meaningful relationships. Are you ready for the do's and don'ts? Here we go. Do. Choose the right platform. Select a platform that aligns with your event goals and audience. Make sure it's user-friendly, secure, and reliable. Monitor the conversations. Keep an eye on the conversations taking place to ensure they remain respectful and on topic. Be prepared to moderate or intervene if necessary. Follow up after the event. Follow up with attendees after the event to continue the conversation and build relationships. Don't neglect the human touch. While virtual networking can be a powerful tool, it's important not to neglect the human touch. Encourage attendees to connect in person if possible and provide opportunities for face-to-face interaction. Ignore privacy concerns. Don't do it. Ensure the virtual networking platform you use is secure and respects attendees' privacy. Be transparent about how attendee data will be used. Don't let conversations go off topic. Keep an eye on the conversations taking place and be prepared to redirect or intervene if they go off topic or become inappropriate.
Thank you, Chatty. Loving the do's and don'ts. Really appreciate it. Now I'm going to talk a little bit more about AR, augmented reality, and VR, virtual reality. These are immersive, interactive technologies can be used to enhance the attendee experience at the events. Some ways that I've seen AR and VR used at events include product demonstrations. It's really cool to use this technology to create 3D product demonstrations because it allows attendees to see the products in detail from all the angles. One year at CVent Connect, there was actually a CVent VR experience. Some of you may have tried it. AR and VR can be used to create immersive trainings and education experiences for attendees. I actually saw one time that was used for people mechanics on planes, right? Much easier to do with a VR goggle than have to get them out to a plane every day for that training. It's really like having a personal classroom just for you. It can be used to create interactive exhibits that will allow your attendees to engage with your brand or your product in this really fun, immersive way, and creating a unique and memorable entertainment experience for attendees, and often allows attendees to participate from anywhere in the world. So, from product demonstrations to training, education, interactive exhibits, virtual and hybrid events, AR and VR has you covered. And I really encourage you to embrace the power of this technology and use it to make our events even more awesome. One really cool example of a company using virtual reality at events is Volvo. In 2016, Volvo actually used VR to launch their new S90 sedan in North America for the International Auto Show in Detroit. What they did is they created a virtual reality experience that allows attendees to actually sit inside the car and experience all of its features and design in 3D. It was actually so realistic that attendees felt like they were actually sitting inside the car. The use of virtual reality helped Volvo to generate buzz and excitement around their new car, but also provided that unique and memorable experience for their attendees.
Thank you, Brooke. I love augmented and virtual reality. Here are my do's and don'ts when using AR VR at events. Let's start with the things you should consider. Understand your audience. Test the technology. Before implementing the technology at the event, you need to test it thoroughly. Offer support. You should offer support to attendees who are new to AR and VR technology. Now let's talk about the things you should not do when using AR and VR technology at events. Don't overcomplicate the experience, and don't ignore the physical environment.
Those are really great tips, Chatty. Thank you so much. And speaking of fun, interactive experience, what about interactive event installations? Now, an interactive event installation is a type of event display or an exhibit that engages attendees by encouraging them to interact with the display itself. They're often designed as visually stunning with really eye catching graphics, lighting, and other elements that are going to draw attention and draw people in. But unlike your traditional displays, an interactive event installation goes beyond just simply showcasing a product or service. It actively involves the attendees in the experience. These interactive event installations can take many forms. They could be digital displays that maybe just respond to touch or motion, all the way to immersive experiences that can transport attendees to another world. They might use projection mapping to transform a room or a building, or maybe you're incorporating augmented or virtual reality technology to create a completely new reality. They might be designed to encourage attendees to collaborate. Maybe they're competing, or maybe they're just simply exploring on their own.
The goal of an interactive event installation is to create a memorable and engaging experience for attendees that goes beyond simply viewing or learning about a product or service. By actively involving attendees in the experience, these installations can help to build brand awareness, increase engagement, and leave a lasting impression on those who participate.
You are so right, ChatGPT. These interactive event installations are a great way to engage attendees and just make those events more memorable. You have those Instagram moments, right? Some popular installations include digital graffiti walls, where maybe attendees can create and share their own artwork, interactive photo booths to provide that personalized photo shoot experience, virtual reality experiences that are transporting attendees to different worlds, and interactive projection mapping. By incorporating these installations, events can become even more awesome and leave that lasting impression on attendees. Nike's Unlimited Stadium installation in the Philippines is an excellent example of a company using an interactive event installation. This installation was actually created to promote the launch of Nike's new running shoe. And it featured what you're looking at here, a 200-meter running track. It was shaped like a figure eight. It looks like a shoe. And the track was lined with LED screens that displayed the runner's time, the distance, and other important information. The installation also featured an interactive LED screen, and it allowed runners to create their own avatars to compete against other runners. The use of this interactive installation helped Nike to create obviously a very memorable and engaging experience for attendees, and it generated a lot of buzz and excitement around their new product.
Interactive event installations have become increasingly popular in recent years as they provide a fun and engaging way to interact with attendees and create a memorable experience. However, there are certain things that you should and should not do when using interactive event installations to ensure they are successful. First, let's start with the things you should do. Plan ahead and encourage engagement. Now let's talk about the things you should not do when using interactive event installations. Don't forget about accessibility. You should not forget about accessibility when using interactive event installations. You should consider the needs of attendees with disabilities and ensure that the installation is accessible to everyone.
I really like that last don't on there. I think that's something really important for us all to keep in mind. So next, we're going to talk about something kind of exciting that I think will blow your attendees' minds: projection mapping. Now, I know what you might be thinking, like, what is projection mapping? Because me too, for a while, I was like, I don't understand. It's coming. What is it? Is it like mapping out a treasure hunt? Well, my friend, it's even better than that. First things first, let's talk about stage design. Sure, you could have a boring old backdrop behind your speakers or performers, but why not use projection mapping to create a really unique and visually stunning stage design? You can project custom backgrounds that change throughout the event, or even add virtual elements to the stage. Can be a great way to showcase your brand. And let's be real, who doesn't love a good virtual element, right? But wait, there's more. Projection mapping can also be used to showcase new products in a visually engaging way. You can use product images or videos of the product onto custom designed surfaces, allowing attendees to kind of see the product in a new, more immersive way, right? So, I mean, why settle for a boring old product display when you can have a virtual one that really lets people kind of step back and go, wow. So now let's talk about the third one here, which is branding and sponsorship. Projection mapping can be used to display logos, slogans, or any other branding elements that you might have. This creates a really strong presence for your brand or sponsors and helps attendees remember, right, who created the events. And let's be real, if people can remember your brand after a night of partying and staying up late, you know that you've done something right. So last but not least, projection mapping can be used to transform the entire event space. You can project custom graphics onto the walls, floors, even the ceilings, creating a really virtual environment that might change throughout the event. I mean, who needs to go to a space when you can project a galaxy onto the ceiling, right? Kind of cool. An excellent example of a company using projection mapping at an event is the Tree of Tenere installation by Lexus. The installation was created for the 2018 Milan Design Week, and it featured a large-scale sculpture of a tree made from acrylic rods. The sculpture was then kind of brought to life with projection mapping, which created a visual display of light and color, which appeared to kind of grow and change over time. The installation also featured kind of an interactive component where the attendees could actually use their smartphones to control the colors and patterns of the projection mapping. So they were really a part of the whole installation. So the use of that technology helped Lexus create an immersive and memorable experience for their attendees and generated a lot of buzz and attention for their brand.
So there you have it, folks. Projection mapping is a creative and innovative way to transform any surface into a dynamic and visually engaging environment. Projection mapping is an and to use it properly to avoid any mishaps or technical difficulties. Here are some tips on what you should and should not do when using projection mapping at live events. Let's start with the do's. Do use high-quality content, and do be creative. Projection mapping allows for a lot of creative freedom. Now, let's move on to the don'ts. Don't overdo it. While projection mapping can be impressive, it's important not to overdo it. Don't use inappropriate content. And don't forget about the lighting. The lighting in the room can affect the quality of the projection.
All right, folks, that was, I think, our last do and don't. And with that, we are wrapping things up. On behalf of me and Brooke and our friend Chatty here, we want to thank you for joining us for our guide to innovative event tech. We hope that you guys found this session informative and inspiring, and that now you're equipped with the knowledge and tools to create unforgettable experiences for your attendees. Well, one of the key takeaways I hope we all leave this webinar with today is not only the cool ideas you can use at your next event, but the importance of finding that right balance between tech and human connection. While event technology can enhance engagement and create a really cool wow factor, it's really important not to lose sight of that human aspect of your events. The tech you choose should serve your event goals and always enhance the attendee experience and not distract from it. So remember, technology is a tool and not an end in itself. Use it wisely and in alignment with your vision to create a seamless and engaging experience for attendees. And don't forget to keep things friendly and user-friendly and simple. The last thing you want to do is frustrate attendees with complex or confusing tech.
We hope you feel inspired to explore the latest event tech trends and use them to create incredible events that leave a lasting impression. If you have any questions or need further guidance, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you again for joining us. We look forward to seeing you at our next webinar.
And with that, we're going to go to Q&A. So please feel free to upvote any existing questions that you see in the Q&A. Take a moment to fill out our survey on the right. Let us know how we can improve your experience on our next webinar. To register for any upcoming webinars, we've got some good ones on the calendar right now. Please click through the upcoming webinars widget at the bottom of your screen, bottom right, and you'll find registration links here. Some of us will also be at Connect 2023. We're going to be at WECI at booth S6 if you're going to be there, and also at Forrester Summit at booth 513. The chat is going to stay open for about 30 minutes at the end of the webinar, so please feel free to stick around and ask us some more questions.